Hey guys, what's up? Riley here. Behind me you can see we got this wood cut that we've sawed out of these forests behind us, and what we're using them for is this big pit behind us. We're building a geothermal greenhouse, which be that's pretty awesome.
So I guess what we're just trying to do is we're taking a lot of the ideas of a guy I have to give reference to, Mike Oler from up in Canada, who built these underground greenhouses and underground structures. He was really focused on underground houses, but he wrote a book, um, how to build an underground greenhouse and underground houses, and he had some really awesome ideas that we're trying to take and apply here in modern times using modern equipment, going from maybe kind of from that survivalist standpoint into a modern day where we're seeing how efficient of a greenhouse can we make with modern equipment, digging equipment, um, lumber and everything like that. So we're shooting for as much self-sufficiency as possible with this thing, being able to grow any type of plant year round and keep it alive through the summer to reduce all this effort that people put into making gardens and growing plants that die in the winter and replanting and everything. Um, One of the huge modern advancements that I was really interested in fact, it's the reason why I wanted to start doing this, was aquaponics. Hearing about aquaponics is what made me want to build a greenhouse. I was looking into aquaponics and found out there's people doing this amazing thing using fish to grow all their food. It's a completely self-sustaining system where you can grow all types of different food without using the soil, and it's just amazing. And the reason I wanted a greenhouse is you can't grow fish outdoors sitting in a tank out in the middle of your yard. They'll freeze in the winter and die. And putting it in your garage, you'll have to use lighting, artificial lighting and stuff like that. I didn't want to do that. And doing my research on greenhouses, I found that there's a lot of ideas about people using earth berm greenhouses, and like Mike Euler's idea of an underground, completely submerged greenhouse that you can take advantage of the geothermal effect and using solar, passive solar, to keep a greenhouse warm all year round, and it works great. So one of the ideas is hopefully putting aquaponics in here eventually, and we could use like the heat capacitance of the water possibly to hold heat energy into the night and keep things warm. When I have fish down in here, we might have, I don't know if we'll have a big tank in the back where we keep all kinds of fish, or what exactly we'll do yet. But if we did, water has such a high heat capacitance that it would be probably better than concrete or dirt at holding heat. We could paint it black, and when the sun comes and hits it and absorbs those rays, it would be great for keeping the fish warm, and it would also be great for just warming the entire greenhouse as that radiates out overnight. We're going to build up the greenhouse, and we're going to fill in all the sides once everything's been built, shoring all around and then surrounded in plastic. And then once we've done that, we're going to pour dirt in around it, fill it in, and then whatever excess dirt I have, which I imagine will be a lot, we're going to stack it right behind the greenhouse and possibly on the two sides of the greenhouse facing downhill. The stuff that's going to be up on the top here will be partially because of rain runoff to direct water away from the greenhouse, and partially because it would enhance our geothermal effect. All of the sun that's going to be coming in from the south is going to hit the back wall of the greenhouse. So if we put the dirt, stack it up back here as much as we can, it might almost become something with thermal capacitance, just this mass that would hold heat that gets absorbed into that back wall, and it could possibly save it overnight. Um, we could maybe help by putting insulation over the top of this back dirt or something like that. The geothermal is just kind of like a buffer almost, and the idea is, yeah, that we need to get as much sun in the winter as we can, which most people probably know that the sun is lowest in the sky in the winter. So we need to design the greenhouse in a way that those rays that are low in the sky are going to come shoot into the greenhouse and get absorbed in strategic places. So like we were talking about with this thermal mass back here against the back wall of the greenhouse. And then also in the summer we might want to shade some of it. So when the sun's going to be at 60 degrees or more up in the sky, we might put a shade on the back of the greenhouse so that it protects from sunlight coming down and gets rid of some of that sunlight that would be absorbed into the greenhouse. And it's just enough to heat the plants and well, not heat the plants, but feed the plants their sun. That's going to be so that the lower spot where you walk right in actually has deeper down into the ground a more geothermal effect, so that cold air on the top can actually fall down into the front deeper part of the greenhouse and be absorbed into the ground, making things warmer in the winter. We dug that trench down there, and that was mostly just for drainage purposes in the beginning. But after digging as far as we did, we actually kind of thought, why not use that as some sort of geothermal pipeline where we could lay pipes and actually cool or warm the air that's coming up into the greenhouse any time of year.
Go raw. Isn't there a creek around here? Hey YouTube.
We are sinking these posts 2 feet into the ground to get as much ground area as we possibly can, because of the fact that dirt can not only push on this greenhouse on the top, but it can also push on the bottom. So there's going to be a lot of posts, and since it's a greenhouse, we decided using concrete wouldn't necessarily be the best because of the chemicals that are in it. We're going to char the posts, and we're also going to wrap them with plastic bags before we sink them into the holes. And that's proven to be a technique used by a few different people going with this greenhouse style, and it might be good. We'll see how it turns out. Skipping concrete was kind of an organic choice, I guess, that we're trying to make in getting rid of the chemicals. I don't know how many people know this, but the chemicals that are in concrete actually come up through the concrete as vapor, and they don't just do it while the concrete is setting. They come up over the whole life of the concrete. So eliminating that from the greenhouse and making sure that chemicals aren't coming up through the ground into the plants and into everything sounded great. The biggest components in the greenhouse plan so far are just oak and tree wood that we cut from the property here and had milled, and the glass that's going to be on the top of it. Everything, all of the framework, all of the posts and everything is going to be oak wood, and it's just going to be surrounded with deck boards and stuff like that. We're trying to go as organic as possible and off the grid as possible, just to see how much we can do with this thing way out here in the woods. So charring posts was just a technique that we've heard a lot of good things about. People charring it and just adding that layer of carbon on the outside that protects it from moisture and degradation and everything. And then we're going to wrap them with some plastic bags too, just to see if we can keep even more moisture out while they're sitting in the ground.
My name's Cletus. I'm stuck. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm free, boy. 4-wheel drive. G71. Right. Today, Cletus is going to show you guys what these holes are really for.
Bud Light está bien.
Empties. It's pretty good shotgun.
Sorry, forgot the pinky. And we grab 2 zip ties. They're the same. They're the same. And then, since our hole is 2 feet deep, we take this and measure out 2 feet, and then take these zip ties here zip tie it right at that 2 feet. Real nice tight. Pull that as tight as we possibly can. Tight like a tiger.
Tight like a tiger. Tight, baby.
And then
Qualified to be doing this.
Then we can take this back and put another one on, lower, just in case of some sort of leakage that could occur. I'm going to take and put another one down a little bit farther, and then we'll have 6E wrapped things. And then we'll use the level so that hopefully all the tops of them are as close to the same height as possible, so that when we build a structure based off of it, it will